Hello everyone, this is for the first assignment for April 20 and the 21st. As you guys can see. What you guys need to do is just remember that when you're solving a logarithm, you do it by converting it. And remember this equivalency, that's what this symbol here means, it goes both directions. That's all it means. Is log base A of B is C is equivalent to A to the C is equal to B. Now how am I doing that? A raised to the C is equal to B. In other words, this one, log base 3 of 9 is 2. I know that, what did I say? I might as well have said it in French. Okay, no idea what it means. It means 3 squared is 9. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. These two statements, this one and this one, are exactly the same statements. They just visually look different. This is written with a logarithm. This is not written with a logarithm. So this one, it says 4 to the negative 3 is equal to x. 4 to the negative 3 is x. Okay? I just translated it out of a logarithm. I wrote it without a logarithm. Okay? So here, it's given to you in the log, write it without a log. It says 64 to the negative 1/3 is equal to x. Now they do want you to solve this. So like back here, all you would do is type this in your calculator. 4 to the negative 3 4 raised to the negative 3, enter. It gives you that. How about math? Enter, enter. 1/64. Okay? The answer to this question is 1/64. Now, if you wanted to do it manually, just to explain it, this negative exponent says take the reciprocal. So that's 1 over 4 cubed, and 4 cubed is 64. So that's 1 over 64. Okay? So here, this is a little bit harder. It's a fractional exponent. And I don't think we've done much with fractional exponents. Okay? Let's type it in your calculator. You would just go 64 raised to the negative 1 divided by 3. On the newer calculators, that's how it's going to look. If you have an older calculator, like the TI-83, the TI-84, you'll have to do it just slightly different. Not much. 64 raised, you need to put it in parentheses. I wonder if it did a bracket. That looks kind of bracketed. Let's see what happens. Negative 1 divided by 3. Close it. Let's just see how it's showing up right here. But you see how it kind of looks like a bracket rather than a paren? Enter. Yeah, it worked. Okay? So this would be 1/4 is equal to x. Right? How do you do this one? Translate it. X to the 4th is 16. Now, there's two ways that you guys can solve this. I'm going to advocate for the second method I'm going to show you. The first method is, let's pretend it's this. You would undo a square with the equivalent sized root. So a square root would undo a square. Okay, here it's a power of 4, so you would undo it with a power of 4. Sorry, a root of 4. In this book, with a root of 4. That would cancel these two things out. And you'd have x is equal to the 4th root of 16. Now, this isn't the method I'm going to advocate, but I'll show you how to do it on your calculator, just to be honest and thorough. I need to type in the 4 first, this 4 being the root. Then I'm going to go math. Then I'm going to choose this number 5. It's not an x, it's whatever number you typed in first. There it is, 4th root and 16. The answer is 2. What times itself 4 times gives you 16? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There's 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. Okay? Now I'm going to advocate for you to do this a different way. The question was, x to the fourth is 16. If you remember back, if you had x squared times x to the fifth, when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. Oops. 7. X to the 7. I add them. X to the 2 plus 5 is x to the 7. But when you have an exponent on an exponent, then you multiply. 2 times 5 gives you x to the 10. Okay? Remember this. I'm going to explain this now. X to the fourth is equal to 16. I want that quarter, sorry, I almost gave it away. I want that power of 4 to go away. I'm going to raise, and if I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other side. I'm going to raise both sides to the reciprocal power. It's 4 over 1. I'm going to raise it to the 1 over 4. When you have an exponent on an exponent, you multiply your exponents. X to the 4 times a quarter. Well, you guys know reciprocals, when you multiply them, give you 1. So I get x to the first, which is what I had here. X to the first equals 16 to the 1 quarter. Well, type it in your calculator. Notice that the fourth root of 16 gave you 2. 16 raised to the 1 quarter power also gives you 2. These are equivalent statements. A fractional root is a type, a fractional power is a type of root. Okay, we'll come back to that. So the answer for this is 2. So, this one, x cubed is equal to 27. Yep, you could cube root both sides, but I'm going to advocate to do this with a power. It's 3 over 1. I'm going to raise it to the 1 over 3. I'm going to raise it to the 1 over 3. X to the first is equal to 27 to the 1/3. When you type it in your calculator, you're going to get 3 as an answer. Okay? This one. X to the 1/3 is equal to 2. How do I get rid of this? You raise it to the reciprocal power. Do I really need the 1? No, I'm just being thorough that they're reciprocals. X to the first is equal to 2 cubed. There you go. A little bit harder. X to the 5/4 is equal to 7,776. How do I get rid of this? I raise it to the reciprocal power. That I'm certainly not doing it in the head, but you just grab your calculator and you go 7776 raised to 5 divided by 4. Remember, if you have a TI-83, you got to put that parentheses. Oops, I typed it in wrong. 4/5. Wait, 7776 raised to the 4/5. Oh. Come on, let's clear that. Clear that. 7776 raised to the 4 divided by 5. There we go. 10 minutes later, 1296. X is equal to 1,296. Sorry I had so much difficulty typing that in the calculator. Apologize for that. I forgot if there's another screenshot. No, there's not. Take care, you guys. That should be all you need in order to do this assignment. If you have any questions, please come to office hours. I'd love to see you. I miss you guys. Take